And it looks like Collingwood in their away strip, their alternative strip, which is largely white. Normally,
it's the heritage, I guess, isn't it?
Yes, the heritage jumper.
Tyson Stegline going with Nathan Buckley here on the wing.
And ready for a start here at the Dome. It'll be Seavey against Rocker. Seavey got first hand to it. There's Judd swooping, couldn't control the ball. Jones. Handball went straight to Johnson. Throws the ball on the boot. It's inside Collingwood's attacking 50. Glass from the side. Thomas went hard at it. So did Glass. They didn't take a backward step. Good handball to Jones, to Judd. And now the Eagles on the move as Judd's kick finds Seavey on centre wing.
Seavey now kicks towards half foot. Brilliantly done by Shaw. Off to Buckley. From centre wing delivers. Fraser involved early. So Fraser kicks short, back on the lead, Mark's low down.
Gee, good passage of play. Started with Heath Shaw, that desperate mark across the half-back line. The quick play onto Nathan Buckley set it up.
So Didak from outside 50 decides to kick for goal, just jams it a little to the right. And the first score of the afternoon to the Magpies.
Just some matchups in the West Coast forward line. Prestigie Como has gone to Lynch and Clement has gone to Chick.
Glass short to Brett Jones, who marks in the back pocket. Leads on from Stengline, and the kick is perfect. So one of the heroes of last week, Tyson Stengline, kicked the winning goal. And the Eagles' thrilling victory over the Sydney Swans. Stengline called to go. Bangs it long to a contest as the two Eagles go up uncontested, didn't he? And they spoiled each other. But they still win the football because they have numbers over the ball. Waters did well. In the end, it comes to Braun, who gets it to Judd. Judd into the pocket. And the Chick has it fested away by Clement. In fact, Clement keeps the ball alive, but then coughs it up. Eagles get it back. Judd again to Braun. Caught a bit high by Egan. Umpire said that was fine. Now Rosa to McDougall, back in the side. Scrubby old kick to the full forward area. Lynch. Prestigie Como, Chick. Hemmed in, decides just to square it up as best he can, looks for Seavey, and it's a mark.
Anthony Rocker had to go harder and stronger for that football. He was in the box seat. And Seavey just able to stretch over the top of him. Too easy for the West Coast Eagles.
They persevered though, didn't they, Rob, the Eagles?
Well, they did, and have a look at this clever kick by Chick. He put it to a dangerous spot, and Big Anthony given a chance to start in the ruck, as Steve Silvani said, and a golden opportunity to get an early mark. And he let it go.
In his 50th game for the Eagles, Mark Seavey shouldn't miss from here. And he doesn't. First goal of the match goes West Coast way. So they kept the ball alive, the West Coast Eagles. Chick's kick was awkward. Nevertheless, it was very effective. And Seavey, Rocker was caught perhaps a little bit short, and Seavey attacked the ball, took the mark and converted.
I like that move, Steve. David Warapunda starting deep forward for the West Coast Eagles. They need a small forward.
Well, he started in the forward line last week, Rob, and it seemed to work for him. And I'm tipping that he will spend some time in the back half, though.
Seavey gets it down. Kick forward by Butler towards half forward. Collision there. Now Plow's the call. Spills to Davies for Collingwood. Kick intended for Cloak. Missed the mark. Chance here, well done. Brilliantly played by Tarrant. Lockout. Overlap provided by Egan. From 50, time to steady. Time to goal. Collingwood have their first through Chris Egan back in the side this afternoon, and they lead it by a point, and that's the collision, Steve, at half-back.
Yeah, young Rose are involved in that, but this is the perfect reply. Great link up running there, but Egan getting a nice early possession and a super kick for goal. Well done, the Magpies.
And Bo Waters coming off after that collision at half forward for the West Coast Eagles.
Bo Waters is off after that heavy collision. Kerr comes on, but Christy, it could be worse news for Collingwood fans.
Yes, Dale Thomas has just come off with what looks like either a shoulder or a collarbone injury the way he was holding his arm. He's gone straight down into the Collingwood rooms to get it checked.
He was involved in that heavy collision very early. So breathing up and under, and that's a good mark. Taken by Swan. Quick release to Johnson, who pumps it long. Tarrant's run out. They wrestle. Oh, good effort in the end by Hunter. But Tarrant kept his feet. Got it over to Lockyer. He's under the pump. Ducking, weaving. Kept the ball alive in the pocket. Tarrant soccer off the ground. It's a fresh airy. And the Eagles now out of trouble momentarily because the handball's been popped up to Didak. Didak back to Tarrant from the impossible angle across the face. Egan couldn't get there. Ball still in play. Brawl. Is that intentional? Umpire says toss it in.
And you can hear the Collingwood supporters, they're not happy, and there's plenty of them here at Telstra Dome today.
There it is, Braun over the line. Rocker, Seavey. At the fall, well done by Jones. Kerr, little fumble. Now burst away from the pack. Well done by Daniel Kerr. Kick to the wing. Morrison, almost. Will he keep it in? No. Boundary throw in. Chad Morrison just appealing to the boundary umpire, but we'll get a throw in on the wing.
Yeah, Daniel Kerr just came on, and I like the way he goes about his footy, Steve. Hard and tough. What the Collingwood team needs is to get a hit out. They've moved Rocker back into the forward line. He got beaten in the 4 ruck contests he went for. Now Josh Fraser's doing the ruck work.
He props in front and gets it down. Kerr at ground level. Banfield there for the Eagles as well, and the umpire decides to call for it. Umpires Kennedy, Goldspink, Nichols. Interesting that Hayden Kennedy and Darren Goldspink, 2 of the most experienced umpires of all time, officiating in today's game. Ball spills, Egan. Good handball to the path of Fraser. Fraser now from outside 50, kicks towards Rocker. Was he held? No, play on the call. Swan in, now a chance for Lockyer, which have a goal. Under pressure, kicks it across the base.
Here's a look at the Dale Thomas injury, fellas. Very early in the match, they both went hard at it, Glass and Thomas.
Yeah, just look at the difference in size, quarters. Now, Thomas did the right thing, he kept his head over the footy, but the bigger body hurt him.
Rocker in front. Swan, chased down by Judd. And another throw-in. Is happening off the ball between these two men?
Yes, and that's because Adam Selwood, the West Coast Eagles' best tagger, he's got the big job on Didak.
Rocker cleverly down to Lockyer. Couldn't quite break the tackle. Johnson the snap. Now what happened there? Touch, says the umpire.
Like Johnson. I'd like to have a look at it again.
Yeah.
And just, let's have a look at the work of Cloak on the line there.
I think it may have come off the boot of the West Coast player there involved. But some good signs from for Collingwood. They're getting their hands in the ruck contest, both Rocker and Josh Fraser.
Roser at half-back, decides to kick across the ground. Embley. Oh, dangerous kick towards Kirk. Good spoil coming from Didak. Travis Cloak, bloody loves his left side. Ball kicks into Jones. That's Brett Jones that allows the Eagles in there. There's Judd. Clears from half-back. Hunter has made position on the wing. Kicks towards half-court. Lynch on a long lead and marks with his chest in front of Preston Giacomo. Too far out to score, kick 5 earlier this season. Brett Jones, that's clever. Hunter.
Hunter sprinted away from Anthony Rocker, big Anthony on the wing. They were together, and this fella outran him by about 20 metres to receive. And he's one superb athlete, and Anthony's not.
There's the mark from Lynch.
Got to run in this game, and Hunter has come from the wing, just bolted into that forward 50 area.
So from 40 metres, Hunter misses and scrapes it in for a behind.
He's the Mr. Fix-It of the West Coast Eagles. Adam Hunter can do it at both ends at crucial times in the game. The kick in is marked by West Coast. That was Clement's kick, so Braun wastes no time. Kicks in the direction of Rosa. Wakeland. Free kick too high. So the veteran for the Pies. This goes sideways to Shaw. Heath Shaw. averaging 21 disposals a game. That's not one of his best.
Chris Tarrant there on a long lead.
That's a big job there. Ben Johnson got the tagging job on Chris Judd. Judd already with 4 disposals.
And of course, Stengline going with Buckley.
Good matchup, Steve. It'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
So Fraser and Seavey, this time Seavey down towards Judd. Ben Johnson right there with him. Now what's the umpire going to do here? Judd hovering over the ball, and a free kick to Johnson. Intent on playing on, wobbles it towards half-foot Fraser, who since he's come on the ball, Steve, has had an impact.
Well, he does push forward.
Now Tarrant. 65, lead from Rocker. He's in front, he's got a chance. Dropped the mark, perhaps he should have taken. Out to Didat. Collingwood still fighting hard, but Seavey does very well to release the football. And the kick comes onto the wing.
Gee, boys, he seems out of sort, Rocker.
Well, that happens when you're fatigued. When you've had to run the length of the ground and then have to work back, that is just a tired effort.
It was a tired effort, and his mate here in the commentary box, Michael Christian, said perhaps he should have taken. Definitely should have taken.
Good to see Brody Holland back for the Pies as Stengline puts the Eagles inside 50. Big fist came from Shaw. We punter couldn't quite gather the biscuits. Now picked up by McDougall and up and under. With Punter having another sniff at it. McDougall attacks it again. He's wrapped up by Wakeland and Holland. And we'll have a bounce. 45 out from the Eagles' goal.
Brody Holland, who just came on to replace Ben Johnson, he's got the tagging job on Chris Judd now, but he's well away from him at the moment.
Stevie gives away a free kick. So Josh Fraser, 4th disposal after starting up for Brody Holland. Back in the side after 6 weeks out. Great kick onto the chest of Tarrant, who's presenting hard. So, oh gee, that was an ordinary kick. Might favour Didak. The base of the pack. Back to Swan. Dane Swan. O'Brien in good position. Braun in hot pursuit. Well done by Braun. Walked him off the ball. Was able to give it to Stengline.
Great effort, Braun. Couple of blocks.
Links up with Kerr, who kicks to a vacant half-court position. I think hoping for the boundary line, but Heath Shaw will get there first. Time to assess and deliver. Finds Swan on centre wing.
And Dane Swan averaging 23 disposals a game to Holland.
Yeah, and this is interesting. Holland getting plenty of it. Judd not giving him any respect.
To Egan. Couldn't mark. Tarkin Lockyer. Nice kick. Centering kick. Rocker wrestles. Oh, good mark in the end. Great strength from Glass. And a beautiful slipping handball to Wapunda. And the West Coasters are away to half back. Marked by Rosa. Exciting young talent. He's got Rowan Jones inboard, but he decides to go the long option. Getting back is short, couldn't mark. Chick attacks it. So is Preston Giacomo. Now picked up by McDougall to Lynch. The big fella breaks the tackle. The advantage paid. He missed it, so a bit of confusion there, but West Coast had the ball.
It was a great effort by Daniel Chick. 2-on-1. He brought the ball to ground, and it basically gave West Coast a chance to get back onto the ball and Lynch get a shot at goal. That's the effort by Chick.
And that's what he's in this team for, his desperation. Daniel Chick in that forward line, lock the ball in, assist his teammates to kick goals. Nobody works harder in the forward 50 in AFL than Daniel Chick.
Andrew McDougall playing his first match for the year. He's an exciting talent. He just hasn't had the luck with injuries. He's only played the 37 matches, taken pick 5 back in 2000. From right on 50.
Actually, a poor approach at goal. It really only probably took 2 or 3 steps on that occasion, McDougall, but he has had some good form in the waffle.
So Collingwood here, Loney needs to be strong. Over the ball, well done. Keeps the ball closely, but he's been penalised. So a free kick to the Eagles on attacking 50. They did well to turn that around. Kerr, great kick on the chest of Lynch. Good pressure from the West Coast forward line. And Quinton Lynch, who kicked 5 in round 8 when these sides played last. There's the tackle. Great pressure coming from Daniel Chick. And Quinton Lynch with a very easy opportunity from directly in front to kick the Eagles' second goal.
Chick created the 2 last shots at goal.
Yeah. Applies wonderful pressure. So here he is. Missed last year's grand final. Drop punt. He's home. Eagles have 2. So the West Coast, through Quentin Lynch, kicked their second, and they lead by 6 points.
And it was critical of Lynch last week, leading towards the boundary, Michael, but really good to see him coming up the corridor, giving himself every chance here. It was a lovely kick by Kerr.
Lynch gets his first, and they've gone for Graham in the ruck, Rob.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Look, he wouldn't have done much ruck work. He's pretty skinny, but their 2 best ruckmen, Gardner and Cox, not playing today. So wonderful experience and opportunity for the young fella.
Another one of the Eagles' exciting young brigade, Jamie Graham.
Well, he's got a free kick.
Got the ball.
Straight off. This is an interesting one. And the reason for the free kick is because Josh Fraser took his eyes off the ball and had them on his opponent, and the umpire spotted it. Correct call.
Graham, a long ball to inside 50. Oh, Rose has worked his way. In fact, it was Staple worked his way to the front. He's been awarded the mark.
Yeah, I think he was a bit harsh there, won't he? He looked to be in front and
got his hand on it.
Looked to touch it first. Let's have another look at it. There's Loney in front.
Oh, yeah, that's play on.
You think so?
50-50.
Eagles are just making multiple changes down at interchange level. Whilst this kick is being set up, they have had 3 players run off and replaced. So John Worsfold, plenty of changes here at Telstra.
15 goals, 7 this season to Brent Staker. Just a couple of steps again. It doesn't bother him because he put it right through the middle. The Eagles get their 3rd. It's amazing, isn't it? Fullback of the century. Imagine if that was the call on Stephen Silvani. He would have been going ballistic, wouldn't he have just?
This was a free kick against Josh Fraser. The problem with Loney was he didn't react to it quick enough. He should have been straight onto him nice and quickly on Staker, and it might have caused the umpire to give another different view.
So some good fortune there for the Eagles. Staker kicks their 3rd.
Down the other end, Didak's gone to the goal square. Anthony Rocker's pushed up to half forward. They're going to put a bit of pressure on young Selwood back there on that last line of defence.
1 forward by Graham. Chance for Holland. Buckley. Now Davies. Chips it out wide and Fraser. The wheels onto the right boot. Drives it deep inside. Attacking 50. Tarrant. Ball spilled out wide. Travis Cloak a chance. Well met by Brett Jones. Rocker did well to shovel it out to Holland deep in the pocket. He tries to pull it back and does, but doesn't bring it back far enough, so just the behind to the Magpies.
And quick kick in again by West Coast. Banfield finds Hunter. And there's the maestro, Chris Judd. Chips to Staker. And well done by Loney. Oh, we might have hurt his shoulder here. Oh dear, this looks bad. Looks like something's popped out of right there, or has he recovered? He went for the punch.
I think he's cracking hard at the moment. I think he's hurting more than he's letting on.
Yeah. So they've already lost Thomas with a shoulder injury. Kerr, after that controversial 1-week suspension, there's a whistle on play here. It's a free kick going Kerr's way. Doctor out to Loney. He's gutsing it out there. It's Ryan Loney, so he's trying to stay on. As the Eagles work it to half forward. Stengline from the side, no mark. Chicks in there with Punda. Beautifully tracked. And he goes short to Lynch. Unselfish play from W. Punda. Could have had a shot from there, but he's found a teammate.
Yeah, it was a great roving, wasn't it, Rob? It was front and square, and this is what the Eagles do lack at occasions up forward, with Sampi out of the side and also Matera retiring at the end of last year. But that was beautiful crumbing and unselfish, as Quarter said.
Exactly spot on, Steve, and that's what they need, the West Coast Eagles. A couple of crummers, because they get it in there plenty of times.
And Lynch has got his second. Trouble here for the Pies. Right now, I know it's still 6 to go in the first quarter, fellas, but Collingwood, they're looking to spot a bother to me.
Well, Mark's inside 50, 5 to the West Coast, 0 to Collingwood.
And Mick Malthouse with a few worries at the moment. The good news for West Coast is that they're going to win a first quarter. They have only won 4 of 15 first quarters this year. Their last quarters, opposite to that, they've won 11.
Free kick to Holland, and is that 50? So it's always difficult when the whistle blows. You're not quite sure which way it might go. Chris Judd, I think, the man kicking it away.
Just held too long in the tackle. You see it here. Just thrown back, and the kick goes forward. And boy, do they need this. Brady Holland been out of the team with an Achilles injury for about 4 weeks. In fact, 6.
So here he is directly in front, 35 metres. Chance here for the Magpies. Holland kicks a goal. And sprints from the ground. There's Chris Judd. And as I said, Steve, always a bit harsh those 50-metre penalties, I reckon, where you're not quite sure what's going on with the advantage rule.
And that's the thing, I guess you always got to take a quick look backwards, but it's an easy goal by the Magpies.
A goal to Holland, and then he's rested. As we said, he's been out for 6 matches, so he'll be used sparingly today.
And Rob, there's Embley on Clement. Now, what the Eagles are doing at the moment, Chick has started up forward. He's on the bench at the minute. The Eagles are taking Clement right to the very back of the goal square. They are trying to keep him out of play. We know Embley's a running player, but he's taking Clement deep.
Fraser did beautifully to Burns. Inside 50, go to Pies. Didak, oh, that was a bit undisciplined. He got away with it, though, as he swatted Hunter in the head with the palm of his hand, and now the umpire will bounce.
Yes, it's good coaching by John Worsfold. James Clement, he's an absolute gun of a defender, gets plenty of the ball, and they're just making sure he's deep on the last line of defence, so that they will limit his run out of the back line for the Pies.
It's a version of the don't argue I haven't seen before. From Didak, Glass. Now Judd, great pick up over the curve to the wing. Goal! Going up high was Shaw. Umpire let it go. Kick into the middle. Only as far as Rowan Jones. Here's a chance for Westcote. Judd, will he use it well? He looks for Lynch. Oh, he spilled the beans, Lynch. Let's press the Giacomo into the picture. Little kick by Morrison. There's a good one to Burns at half-back, but he can't control it. Coming in hard is Embley. Umpire said it's still in play. To Brent Jones. Now Kerr. Hits a torpedo. McDougall can't take the diving mark. Got it over to Butler. Butler from 45. Great smother. Desperate stuff from Collingwood. It was Davies, but Eagles have another crack. McDougall. That's a shocker. Off the side of the bird. It might be marked though by Butler. It is. Eagles just maintaining possession. Butler goes back into the corridor on the half volley to Jones. Now Rosa, Staker loads up. The long ball, tip of the goal square. Free kick, Collingwood wait for a push. Here's Judd. Doesn't like the call, but it was there. And Dave Swan's got the footy.
Kick across the ground. Mark taken by Clement.
It's interesting, Buckley hasn't had a lot of it, and they played in midfield for the quarter.
Mark taken by Egan.
You'd think Buckley will be played deep forward at some stage in this game.
So Collingwood methodically working it out of defence. Not too much on for Egan. Kicks it low and hard. Locker on the lead. Brilliantly done the spoil. Buckley a chance here, but he's instantly tackled by Waters. Now Stengline. Glass. Well done to Waters, although he gives it up to Shaw. Shaw hoists it high, back towards half forward. Eagles have got the numbers here. 2 on 1. Stengline to Hunter. Great chase down by Egan, but he was able to get the kick away. And the mark's taken by Embley between half back and wing.
Embley to the hard lead from McDougall. He's been pretty good, Sir Rob.
He's been presenting a little bit like Hansen plays, pushing up to the wings to mark on the chest.
Hansen was the late omission today for McDougall, and that's a free kick going Staker's way.
Well, McDougall, Staker and Lynch creating big problems, the big fellas.
He kicks in the direction of Lynch. Well work under the ball by Prestigy Como. Umpire's given a free kick. Switch to Buckley. On the Dockland side of the ground, and that's a beautiful spot up to the wing to Tarrant.
Tarrant now from centre wing, wastes no time. Long inside, attacking 50. Rocker forced to spoil. Chance at ground level for Fraser. Needs support, and he didn't get it.
Anthony
straight up to Seavey.
Anthony Rocker, Chris, he's just not working hard enough.
Off to Glass, short, and the mark's taken by Hearn.
And that's much the case for most of the team, most of the Collingwood team, Rob. At the minute, West Coast have got the numbers around the footy.
Great kick, attacking kick towards Seavey. Well done by Johnson, chased him down. Now a chance for Shaw, Morrison, back to Ben Johnson, and Collingwood on the move.
Oh, the kick's got all that flash. Banfield comes in, wins it back for West Coast. Good handball under pressure. Now Kerr, chip short, looks for McDougall. Free kick. Well,
and Rob, Travis Clark, I've watched him on the last 2 or 3 contests with McDougall. He's not working hard enough. He's actually...
another one.
Well, he's not. He's not working hard enough.
He's sitting back, isn't he?
He is.
He's letting the forward have the lead. Anthony Rocker, every time the ball goes near Rocker, he doesn't give you a second effort, and he's got his hands on his knees, he's blowing hard, and he's not fit enough to play this game.
So he's just as well Sylvania Walls under the coaching box. A couple of blokes on the pine at the moment. Well, this young man's doing well in his first game for the season. McDougall. He can't finish it off. 2 behind so far to Andrew McDougall. And West Coast lead by 2 straight kicks, 4-3 plays, 2-3.
Well, they're only 2 goals in front, West Coast. I reckon they could easily be 5 or 6 with the amount of play they've had.
Yeah,
Johnson. Mark taken by Butler. Eagles another chance here with an open 4-line Staker. And he's marked just inside attacking 50.
Good to see Thomas back on for the Pies too,
Yeah.
Michael.
Looks to be okay. So Brent Staker will kick from just outside 50. Big opportunity here for the West Coast. Gee, flushes it towards goal, and it's through. Goal to the Eagles. Two goals to Brent Staker. And the Eagles, very impressive opening quarter, 5-3, Collingwood 2-3.
And there's that skill error, and the Eagles capitalise on it. It's just amazing how often a ball can just cross over the line to go through a goal. That really should have, this I believe should have been hit through by a Collingwood defender.
And Nathan Buckley, who started this game in the midfield, he's gone to the goal square, stand line, going every step of the way with him. And little Thomas back on after getting crunched in his first contest. You can see he's still got a lot of development to go, and that'll come over the next 3 summers, so he's just got to be patient.
Seavey got the tap. O'Breatho fed it out to Rocker. To Thomas. Oh, stole a bit of candy there. Got the handball over to Johnson. Well done by young Thomas. Johnson now drills it long. Buckley, couldn't quite hang on to it. Glass, good hard stuff. Great tackle from Buckley. Rowan Jones, another big tackle from Tarrant. Umpire waving the arm, says play on. Got to be careful here. Umpire will bounce. Good call. Good umpiring.
Anthony Rocker back in the ruck. Josh Fraser moved as a key forward.
Some genuine pressure there from the Magpies in their forward 50. Fraser knocked it towards Swan. Little dribbling kick towards the goal square. Didac and Buckley to Egan. That was clever. Go Collingwood.
Great hands.
He's got great composure, Nathan Buckley. We watch it again. Assessed his options. Was clean with his hands. Here it is here. The little give and a good finish from Egan.
And Rob, you called it, Buckley forward. But super hands here. Slick. Egan on the end of it.
I'd like to see him spend more than 50% of the game time in the forward 50. He's heading towards 34 years of age, Nathan Buckley, and absolute champion. And I just think that he can kick and create plenty of goals when he's deep forward for the Pies. Come on, Anthony, get up.
So Seavey against Rocker. Seavey got the tap again. Kerr spun out of trouble. Little toe poke kick. Seavey on hands and knees. Fed it out to Rowan Jones. To Rosa. Waters goes hard.
Great effort, Kerr.
Kerr got it to Whitpunda. To Braun. Left foot kick. Wobbles into the pocket. Oh, Judd. Beautiful mark.
Well, two superstars there. Daniel Kerr, his effort just to get that ball out, and Judd to take that grab.
So Chris Judd is kicked 15 goals, 14 this season.
Let's have a look at the effort by Kerr. He's over it, shrugs, tackles, able to release the ball to Warapunda.
It was the 7th mark inside the 50 for the Eagles. Collingwood haven't got one.
And he missed. So I reckon Collingwood would be reasonably happy, only 13 points down at this stage. You're right, Robert. Eagles should be at least a couple more in front, I would have thought.
Well, they've had so many opportunities. Look, they're getting the ball well.
15 here.
Prestigious Como gets it back to Clement. So touch risky. Kick towards Johnson and Rosa. Johnson does well. They're outnumbered 4-2 here, Collingwood, and the 4 went out. Braun inside towards Hannity. Marks 45 from goal, right on the quarter time siren. And 4-on-2 is going to win every time, Rob.
Yes, they just look quicker and they look as if they're on their toes, and there's a lot more energy about the West Coast Eagles midfield. And that is the 8th mark inside the forward 50. Now, that is, if they can continue that, get 32 for the game, that'll be a world record. But they started off really well, but they haven't got it on the board.
Well, their entire score, 5 goals for to date, has come from set shots. Hearn from 50. Misses, one behind. So at quarter time, West Coast lead by 14 points.
Well, it was a terrific opening for West Coast Eagles. They haven't started games well this year. They finished particularly well. They'd be really happy that they've been able to get 10 shots at goal in this first quarter.
Monday, a huge 2 hours of live footy talk kicks off with White Line Fever at 7:30. Then, Jared, Mike and Robert are joined on the couch by Essendon skipper Matthew Lloyd to discuss the Bombers' horror season and his progress back from injury. 7:30, White Line Fever, 8:30 on the couch, live and exclusive, Monday.
It's 1970 Blues versus Pies. Now it's Jezelenko. Jezzy, you stand here. I'll be Mackay. Dave, you can be Jurgen Jenkins. Little bit of leverage for Jezelenko. Lupiote. Takes it to the wing position. Oh, Jezelenko! Yeah! Yes! Nice grab.
They come in, they get genuine concern and knowledge. If I can ask a question and I'm not sure of the answer, or I think there might be a few answers, I'll definitely ask my team. We all help each other all the time.
Ozito electric spray gun, only $39.98. British Paints Ultra Flat Paint, $49.80. Multi-sander with kit box, $86. Set of 5 glazed pots, $8 per set. Collapsible storage cube, just $5.98.
They end up with this amazing service.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Last week on The Gospel.
You'd be good on Big Brother though, bro. Everyone needs someone that cries. The biggest loser. I reckon you'd win that. Don't even know that. Oh, you're a fatty.
That's The Gospel on Fox Footy Channel.
Big challenge for Travis Cloak. Second quarter about to get underway. The Eagles by 14. Fraser down towards O'Brien, who softens it forward. Ball towards half forward. Rocket comes to meet it. Didak, little soccer to his own advantage. Brilliantly done. He got the handball out to Johnson. Johnson from 50. Kicks it short. Buckley on the lead. Marks in front of his face.
Like seeing Buckley playing that forward line. Have a shot.
Now he's deep. Now he wants to play on here. Steadies from 45. Bends it back and kicks the opening goal at the corner. I wonder whether that might inspire the Magpies. Great work from Ben Johnson, Alan Didak. What a finish from Nathan Buckley.
Well, it was, and it was just a centre break, and they haven't had many of those centre breaks. And good unselfish football. Didak's soccer skills just to get it out into a little bit of space and then set up his teammate Johnson. It was wonderful play.
Nathan Buckley gets his 20th goal of the season, captaining Collingwood today for the 150th time. Took over as captain in 1999, and that was a champion kick. Centre, another break for Collingwood. Davies to half forward. Banfield's there though for West Coast. Kerr somehow manages to get boot to ball to half forward. Good ship it back. Clement allows Thomas into the picture. Cloak ran into Judd. Now Rowan Jones to Embley. Butler found some space, went for home, and misses to the right.
Big test for Travis Cloak today to stand up at centre half-back with Wakeman going off.
Thomas from half-back, searching kick towards Fraser. Fraser and Seabee. They leave it behind them. Fraser, first to recover, sweeps the handball inside to Johnson. Another handball lock here, look out. Good chase from Hearn. Kick inside, attacking 50. And well done by Selwood. Read it best. And he marks.
Didak's hurt.
Kick out wide to Banfield. Didak hasn't moved. As Banfield kicks towards Kerr, who made good position. Overlap provided by Judd. Kicks it towards the leader with Pondicherry. It's magical to watch.
And this is where the Magpies need it. Be a little careful. The focus is obviously on Chris Judd, but Kerr's the one that gets out of the loop and creates a lot of run through the middle and gets used, and he uses the ball so well.
So David Weirponda here will kick from 45 metres. He has kicked 6 goals for the season. Used in the forward line last week against the Swans. From 45. Drop punt is across the face and cuts through for another behind. So 5-7 now the Eagles. So 12 scoring shots to 7. They lead by just 10 points.
Once again, it's Clement doing the kicking in, and that's an excellent result.
Didak off, Swan on.
Heath Shaw. Short to Burns. And goes long. Now, Rocker got tripped up there. There was an accident. That doesn't matter. He still got tripped.
It was a collision of legs,
yeah, just clipped his heels. So Rocker into the pocket for Fraser.
Good play by Fraser. Pushed hard as the ruckman to get deep forward. Well done.
There's a lead from Buckley and another one. Josh Fraser, difficult to score a goal from here.
Well, they've got Tarrant back in the goal square, so if it's a contested mark, we know he can fly high.
So he go for goal or kick it to the tip of the goal square. No, he's going for home. That's a good effort. That's a goal. Great kick. See, that was a difficult shot from there. Josh Fraser did it beautifully. So the Pies are making the most of their opportunities.
Well, they certainly are. And, well, there's the free kick that Big Anthony got. Bit of a bonus, but he'll take it anyway. And Fraser's just bolted from the wing and, more importantly, was able to kick from that tight angle very accurately.
Oh, he's playing exceptionally well, Josh Fraser. 8 disposals. He kicked a goal in 7 of his last 8 matches. And he's back in the centre doing battle with Seabee. Ineffective ruck play this time. Thomas in. Well done by Judd. His handball, though, was intercepted by Bree, who did it superbly. Fraser, and now Davies from 60. Kicks it long to the goal square. Buckley at the back. Couldn't take the mark, but first to recover. Brings it back to a central location. Rocker. They can share it. Who's he going to pay the mark to? Davies or Rocker?
It's 200. Give him the ball.
No, Ben Davies has whipped it out of his arms. Can't believe it.
Well, this is Davies who kicks it long to the goal square. It's a great effort by Buckley. He just gave a great contest and then smart, unselfish kick to a dangerous spot. And Big Anthony thought he had it, and the kid said, no, I'm going to take it.
Well, Ben Davies from directly in front, 30 metres out. Drop punt is a goal. Collingwood incredibly are in front. Magpies have kicked the last 4 goals of the match and lead it by 2 points.
Yeah, well, great play. And that man on screen has been instrumental. When he went for that mark, Rob, I'm not too sure whether he thought he was going to take it, but he actually brought it front and he was able to get back onto the ball nice and quickly, and the centering kick there was an absolute beauty.
Collingwood in front. Ben Davies kicks his first goal in league football. 39 plays, 37. Kerr and Burns there. Kerr's already got 11 disposals. Pies have kicked the last 4 goals. So Bree, no free kick. Judd goes for a bit of a ride.
Good work there from Tartan Lockie. He just had to stand there and take the onslaught by the Eagles as 3 or 4 of them came at him. He stood his ground and was able to hold it up.
You can see there the clearances. Collingwood starting to get the advantage.
Davies can't control it. And another stalemate here. So Kerr 11 and Judd 10 disposals for West Coast. For Collingwood, 9 each to Johnson and Fraser and 8 to Buckley. Here's Kerr again. Throws it on the left, inside 50. Travis Cloak can't get there. Staker with balance, but he's run down. He's got chicken support. He's under pressure. Fed it out to Braun. He'll have to kick hurriedly into the goal square. Lynch worked his way to the front. No mark. In the pocket with Punda. How's that for skill? Just couldn't quite nail it at the end, though. He swooped.
We see that a lot, don't we, with Burapunda? Just the one hand down and the skillful scoop up just to give him a little bit more time. But then the fumble. He's done all the hard work. And then the fumble.
Fraser towards Lockyer. Rowan Jones somehow gets it back to Burapunda. He held it alongside. Rowan Jones from the pocket kicks it behind. So the Eagles now 13 scoring shots to 9, but they've thrown themselves down by a point.
Lady doing the kicking in. He's recovered from that shoulder injury in the first quarter. Good to see. He managed to get through that as he goes short in the pocket. To Davies, who ships to Prestigiacomo. They'll be wanting to release here to Johnson. Didn't have the opportunity to Loney. Now Johnson's got it. He's under pressure though. Turnover. Butler. Judd. Johnson has another crack. Now Thomas. Nice spin out of trouble. To Davies, he's done some reasonable work since he's come on. A long ball inside 50, but it's all West Coast here. And getting back in the hole to take the mark is Glass.
Glass got 3 options. Out wide, Braun, Embley and Kerr all there working together. Embley now. Kick towards Lynch. Coming out shit in front of Clementi Marks. Wants to go. Kicks it inside towards Braun and Kerr. They can raffle it again. This time Kerr takes it. The side kick across the ground. McDougall. And he marks 55 from goal.
We'll have to look short here, McDougall. Collingwood got plenty of numbers back.
Decides to give it off to Hearn, who bangs it from 60. It's a long kick to the goal square. Big mark. Seavey. Oh, gee, I bet you West Coast fans wish he could have done that in the dying seconds of last year's grand final.
I knew you were going to say that.
He had his hands poised.
Anthony Rock has just been taken from the field, and poor old Anthony having a lean day.
So he's only 5 metres from goal here, Mark Seavey. Their last 5 scoring shots have all been behind. So he's a left footer. So this will favour his kick at goal. This to put the Eagles back in front. Shouldn't miss this. When he does it, he goes the Eagles back in front. Seavey's kicked a couple. And the margin, 5 points.
Well, Mark Seavey's kicked a goal and he's been replaced. And Graham will go into the ruck at the 10.5-minute mark of this second quarter. So they're sharing the ruck duties, as the Pies are. Josh Fraser probably doing 80% of it. Anthony Rocker doing a little bit here and there.
Well, Alan Didak has recovered from his heavy knock to replace Anthony Rocker on the ground, but the West Coast Eagles are a man down. Adam Hunter has actually gone into their rooms with a thigh injury just above the knee injury, so they are also a man down.
And that is a big loss. One of the most important players, Adam Hunter for West Coast. In the middle, Graham had a free swipe at it. Got it to Kerr. Now Drew Banfield. Long kick was a good one to Chick. Got there, couldn't hang on to it. Clement at the back, good tackle by Judd.
Free kick. Free kick to Clement. He just held, I think, a bit too long in the tackle, yeah.
So Clement's got it and he switches.
Travis Cloak, been forced to play in defence this afternoon. Gee, that's a wonderful kick to Egan. Covered about 50 metres. Egan didn't have to break stride. Didak presents to the wing.
I watched Didak push Selwood to the ground. Umpire didn't see it. That freed him up to take the mark.
Tarrant on a long lead. Kicks towards that player. He can't control it. The ball was out. Boundary throw in. Now, what's the umpire going to do here? As Brett Jones kicks it away. No, he's going to throw it in, so no penalty there for Jones.
There's Daniel Kerr in picture. He's had more disposals than anybody. He's had 14, and he's had 3 different opponents in this quarter. It was O'Brien, and then Burns, and now Brodie Holland, who is going shoulder to shoulder with him.
So boundary throw in at half forward for the Magpies. Good knock from Fraser towards Holland. Holland gets the free kick for a hold. Work his way in front there. Buckley on the lead here. Forced to play on, so he has to just pop it up in the air. Lockyer in a good position, couldn't take the mark. Ball to the back row and Jones mops up. Kicks hurriedly across the ground. Banfield in good position. Oh, he left it behind. Buckley does well to knock it back inside the Swan. Now Egan, kick to the pocket. Thomas's mark. The handball's over the top. Tarrant will kick a goal, put the Maggies back in front. So great pressure, particularly from Buckley.
Yes, that's the man, and hasn't he made a difference since he's been in that forward 50? We'll get a look at it, I'm sure. Nathan Buckley just created a goal out of nothing. It's going out of play there. He just scoops it back, gets a couple of metres on the footy. Swan able to get the handball to Egan, who in turn puts it to the goal square. Well done, Nathan Buckley.
Well, the 1%ers count for so much in this game, and there was a 1%er from Buckley, just managed to keep the ball alive. And Collingwood has been rewarded with a goal. The 6th lead change in the match.
And just poor play by Banfield overrunning the footy.
Fraser, beautiful tap to Holland. Kicks to the 50, Egan with pace will get there first, but overruns it. Banfield to Selwood. Now Kerr. He's got Embley in support. Oh, he's had a bounce. He's run down badly. Terrible mistake from Andrew Embley. There was a great chase from Swan, who kicks to Tarrant, who's within range.
Well, he's got to kick a goal. He's turned his back on everything. Shouldn't do that. He should know where the man on the mark is. But this is the rundown by Dane Swan, and he wasn't protected, Embley. Just wasn't protected by Graham, and as a result, got mown down and rebounded. And this fella who kicked the last goal was given a gift. He's got to make sure he puts this one through.
Chris Tarrant. This could go anywhere. And it has. One to Chris Tarrant. Collingwood lead by 2. Nevertheless, after a pretty ordinary start, Pies coming good. Crucial game.
Selwood from fullback. Fraser with the sit here. Oh, big mark. He's been inspiring today. Josh Fraser off to Lockyer. He kicks into the pocket. Egan with the run at it. Egan! Couldn't mark, should have. Ball to ground. Stengel under Wembley. Give it up. Buckley fighting hard. Shaw sweeps it to Holland. Concedes ground. Davies. He just bangs away from outside 50 and through for a behind. Perhaps not the best option.
Yeah, another opportunity gone for the Magpies. Egan should have taken that mark, but good pressure by the Magpie forwards at the moment, just causing the West Coast defenders to double handle, little mistakes creeping into their game.
Rocker on for Fraser.
Yes, and umpire Hayden Kennedy has found a free kick in the huddle. Must have been some holding there by a Magpie on Judd.
And Judd kicks to McDougall. He couldn't mark. Cloak at ground level, just couldn't pick it up.
Got a bend, doesn't he?
Throw in on centre wing.
Got the big spoil, Travis, well done, and then had to get the ball below knee height, and it would have been the perfect bit of play.
Rocker smashes it, but back over the line. That's a free kick, yep, that's the rule. He didn't mean it.
He's not having a good day, is he?
A good day. It was 200, but there's plenty of time for Big Anthony Rocker to make amends.
When Benny Davies took that ball from directly in front, I reckon that might have been a sign.
He just ripped it out of his arms, didn't he?
So Bo Waters has got it just forward of the wing for the Eagles. Anthony Rocker stands the mark. Kicks it long. Inside attacking 50 at the back. Oh, almost the mark taken down there by Joe. Well done by Shaw. To Travis Cloak. Little fumble, but it's okay. Clement. Awkward looking kick towards Dave. Beck Thomas it is. Leopold providing the pressure. Need to get it out now. Thomas should be penalised. Oh, the umpire very, very generous there. The Eagles still a chance. Lynch. Well tackled by Prestigiacomo. Ball tied up. Will get a bounce. Gee, was lucky not to be penalised, I reckon, Dale Thomas there. Ball 40 metres from the West Coast goal. They trail by 3 points, the Eagles.
Seavey against Rocker. Oh, Seavey beautifully. Butler did a U-turn, and in the end it's going to be a free kick West Coast anyway for Mark Seavey for too high. Butler was sort of running into goal and stopped, didn't he?
That was a great hit out by Seavey. It just looked like it was going to be an easy goal to the West Coast. Let's have a look at it there. Beautiful little hit out. But plenty of pressure there by the Magpies. That was the free kick. Too high from Prestigiacomo.
Well, Mark Seavey in his 50th game is lining up for goal number 3. A man who has been benched 60 times this year already before today's game. But it happens so often now with no Cox and no Gardner. And Seavey has just managed to thread it home. So the Eagles pinch back the lead. Here's the tap again. Now Butler was running into goal, but decided to do a U-turn. And in the end, he was then front on Seavey by Prestigiacomo and got the free kick.
Well, it's Heritage Week, and this goal umpire's taken it to the full extent. He's got the nice little moustache going, he's got the sunglasses, and he's got the long coat on. So, Steve, that's how they looked when you were playing at fullback.
Yes, and they haven't changed that much, Rob, have they? The long coat.
So, umpire Goldsmith restarts play. Seavey gets it down. And we'll get a ball up. Pendlebury, haven't seen much of him this afternoon on the ground. The number 5 draft pick from last year, Scott Pendlebury. Bounce the attacking side of the circle for the Eagles. Rocker takes it out, then couldn't quite find his boot. Rosa, well tackled by Davies, and we'll get another ball up. Umpire Goldsmith has had an interesting week. Seavey reaches over the top. Kerr bursts through. Handballs wildly though. Butler and Holland. Holland just drags Butler off the ball. Chance for Ben Johnson, who's well tackled. Jars the ball free. Little toe poke. Holland. Well done, Brady Holland. Good handball to Morrison. Back to Pendlebury, who uses the ball normally very well. This time no exception. Ben Johnson marks that half back. He wants Tarrant to come to him. He does eventually. The kick in Tarrant's direction. He'd be good at ground level here. Well done. Good tackle from Embley. Ball in the central location. Embley knocks it forward. Little fumble from Loney. Is he taken high? No. Tarrant taken down. Now Kerr. Well wrapped up. Loney. Good umpiring. Letting it go. Tarrant eventually over to Rocker. Anthony Rocker drives it long to the goal square. Buckley's a big chance here. At the ball, it's Stengline. Handball towards the boundary line. Waters. Swan plucked it from nowhere. Gives Didak a chance. Swan time to steady. Curl it back. Not far enough. One behind.
They've robbed the tackling in that passage of play there. There would have been at least a dozen tackles. Fantastic effort by both sides.
And good umpiring to let it go.
Kick into Braun. He looks for Seavey against Rocker. Oh, Rocker just threw him out of the way, and the umpire's penalised him for it. And Mark Seavey having a ripping game for West Coast. Little give to Braun. Looks for Graham. He can't take the mark.
Better by Cloak.
Yes. With Hunter. Little feed to Judd. Oh, it's a good mark too, taken by Rowan Jones. Beautiful delivery from Chris Judd. Jones has got it. He goes back into the corridor to Butler. A long ball. Daniel Kerr from the side. Oh, that's stupid from Livingstone to get away a free kick. Unbelievable mark. He came from nowhere, Daniel Kerr.
He's a star. He is a star. And he's had, this will be his 18th disposal, leapt early on Burns, got the knees, as you can see, on the shoulders, and then rose again.
A classic Australian rules mark. And he finishes off with a goal. He just came from the side, flew beautifully, and he has taken one of the marks of the year.
Absolute brilliant play. Have a look at this. Hung in the air and brought it all the way to ground. But his effort so far in this game, Rob, that mark is spectacular. He's had 18 disposals so far, but his commitment on the ball is a highlight as well.
He's tough, isn't he? He's tough in close. He takes the hits, and when he gets hit, he doesn't go to ground as a lot of players do. He says, come on, have another go at me. And he just charges through. He is a star, Daniel Kerr. Runner-up in the Brownlow medal last year, of course.
And probably a little lucky he's played today, Rob, to be honest.
Go Collingwood, the centre clearance through Egan. Kicks it wide. Didak marks. 52 from goal. Now Burns has run very hard forward. Can Didak see him? He does. And Burns marks deep in the pocket.
Well, you know Didak will give it off. He's the #1 assist player in that Collingwood team. Most unselfish.
In fact, I think the competition, Rob.
Yeah, he's a beauty. And gee, they need to get a quick answer, I reckon, after that Daniel Kerr great mark and goal.
Well, he's kicked 6-2 from set shots, but this is a difficult assignment. Will require his very best. Burns from the pocket. Misses to the near side. So the margin now 7 points in favour of the West Coast.
Kick in finds Rosa. Coming up for his 5th possession. Matt Rosa, the boy from Warwick, the deal. Only 19. And he's put that one out on the full, so bad turnover. Buckley kicks in the direction of Fraser. Wonderful kick.
Oh, you spot on there, Quarters. What a beautiful kick by Buckley. He's a smart player, Josh Fraser. He knows where the spaces are, times his run, and Buckley knows he's a smart player. Smart players look out for each other because they know they'll make the right moves and they want to reward a teammate. And Buckley certainly did that to Fraser.
Last 4 scoring shots for the Magpies have all been behind, so need a goal.
Well, given his last kick for goal, this is a soda for Josh Fraser. Two goals this quarter to Josh Fraser, and a real seesawing contest here at the Dome. Eagles off to a flyer. Collingwood looked terrible in the opening 10 or 15 minutes, but they fought back well. And it is a 1-point ball game in favour of the West Coast Eagles. Ruckman have kicked 5 goals between them.
Nick Longhouse, Bradley Gotch, Guy McKenna in the foreground, and the champ takes a break.
He takes a break, Chris O. He's kicked a goal, but he's set up at least 3, hasn't he?
Yeah.
With that quick handball to Egan, that pass there to Josh Fraser, and the hook over the shoulder, which Davies marked.
So Fraser gets it down to Burns. Oh, rushing in kick, but Burns able to get the kick away. O'Brien lost his man, Braun. O'Brien runs onto it from 35. Put the Maggies in front, and he does. Some electrifying stuff from Shane O'Brien. And Collingwood back in front at the Dome.
Notice I went with Lynch in the ruck there, boys.
They did, and it really didn't work for them because Collingwood got the clearance out of the middle. Great usage by O'Brien just to work Braun off the ball, and lovely on that left foot. Centre square clearances in this quarter, 6-1 in West Coast favour. Oh, sorry, Collingwood's favour, I should say.
Well, Hunter's off injured for West Coast. There's no Michael Gardner. There's no Dean Cox. Lynch, the full forwards, forced into the ruck. And Fraser tapped it again to Johnson. Rosa almost threw it out to Embley. Kicks a hurried ball to the wing. Chases on. The young and the old of it. Banfield against Thomas, who's running to a big tackle from Snaker, but Thomas did well. Release to Swan. Swan got it over to Johnson. Johnson back to Swan. Swan now drills a long ball into the pocket. Looks for Tarrant. He can't take the mark. Selwood happy to see it over the line.
Now, Rob, you've got to take your hat off to young Thomas. He got cleaned up early in that first quarter, and he was in a difficult circumstance there. He stood up in the tackle. He took the tackle on and was able to release the footy. Well done.
Just lifts the confidence of these young Collingwood players. You just get a feeling that they're starting to really believe they can win this game.
Tarrant at the back, knocks it to the top of the goal square. O'Brien, this time Braun pushes him off the ball. Holland, good tackle, forces a turnover. O'Brien again, snap, goal square, Market, he picks another. Shane O'Brien, 2 goals in a minute. And Collingwood all of a sudden lead by 11 points.
Well, you talk about forward line pressure. Smart play here by Tarrant, the knock over the tap. Always going to put the defenders under pressure. Holland involved there, gets Braun off the ball. Clever little snap by O'Brien. He's second.
Magpies crowd have found their voice.
Absolutely, crowd coming into it with Buckley off, Tarrant's dropped back to the goal square, and Didak's back there with him. 2 dangerous left footers.
15-7 in the inside 50s this quarter in favour of Collingwood. Lynch rose high, tapped it down to Rowan Jones. He's tackled by Fraser. And a secondary bounce. As Ben Johnson leads the disposals for Collingwood with 14. Kerr's got 18 for West Coast. Lynch to tap again. Snared by Egan. Kick to half forward. Tarrant attacks it. Good handball over to Thomas. Thomas under the left. Knocks a great kick inside 50. Didak was held by Selwood. Umpire let it go. Magpie fans do not like the call. Lynch stuck the toe as he kicked it. McDougall couldn't bend over to get it. Cloak did well to Holland. And it's downfield to the umpire. That is a harsh call.
Umpire Goldsmith doesn't miss much.
Bumped as he kicked. Didn't know there's much wrong with that. Anyway, it's downfield and Egan's got it.
Fraser's matched up on Kerr at the moment. Off to Morrison. Ben Johnson tries to bring it back. Was it touched off the boot? No, it was out on the full. So a free kick to the Eagles in the forward pocket. It'll come back to Selwood, and he drops it in short. Rosa. Eagles just need to steady in this last minute and a half to just consolidate. Back to Selwood. Brett Jones, all good pressure from Didak, but he was able to give the handball back to Selwood, who finds Staker on the lead. Staker, Weirpunda, and the Eagles getting numbers back now. Off to Kerr. Thought about the handball out wide, eventually gave it to Braun, off to Embley. Now a counter-attack, long inside, attacking 50. Graham and Prestigiu Como. Pendlebury going back, somehow got the ball clear. Clement wheels onto the right boot. Under pressure. And delivers onto the chest of Thomas. And Thomas marks inside defensive 50 at half back for the Magpies.
Well, he's had to wait, has Thomas, because he just didn't have anyone to go to down that side of the ground. So smart play to hold onto the footy.
Thomas to Shaw. He goes short to Johnson. This is his 16th disposal coming up. Buckley back on.
Yeah, just on Buckley, playing in the midfield.
There he is. This is Buckley's 11th disposal. He goes long to Lockyer. Brett Jones the spoil. Last there riding shotgun. Has plenty of time to gather. Now back to Brett Jones. He kicks to the wing, but only as far as Davies. There was a late inclusion for Lucuria. Thomas had a great quarter.
Well, a couple of kids in Davies and Thomas getting plenty of the ball, and they'll be feeling pretty good about themselves going into this half-time break.
Short to Loney. From a standing start, a long ball to Buckley, who worked his way to the front posse. Gets it now. Beautiful handball over to Johnson. Short kick. Excellent game of football. Half-time at Telstra Dome. Crucial match for Collingwood. They're trying to get back into the top four. The West Coast Eagles trying to maintain a top two spot. And at the main break, it is Collingwood in front by 11 points. Robert Walls and Stephen Silvani.
Yeah, super quarter by Collingwood. 7 goals for to 3 goals 3. And led by their skipper in Nathan Buckley, who created a number of opportunities. They'd be delighted with that quarter, the Magpies.
A break in the Dome. Collingwood lead West Coast by there.
Winners. Losers.
That's about as bad as it gets.
And everything in between.
What a beauty!
He's getting out. The Winners, 7:30 tonight on Fox Footy Channel.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman Returns tumblers are now landing at Hungry Jack's. Purchase any value meal, and then for $2.50, you'll receive a Superman Returns collectible 3D tumbler. Collect all 4 and leap into Hungry Jack's now.
I'd say come into Bunnings. We have the biggest range around. If you can't find it at Bunnings, you're going to be hard-pressed to find it anywhere else.
Synthetic coir and rubber mat, only $16.90. 45-litre laundry tub, $159. Arlette garden stake with timer, $29.98. Redline plastic toolbox, just $9.48. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Why don't you come down and visit us?
Bunnings Warehouse!
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Chris, we have the figure 4 leg lock, we have satisfaction, we have the brainbuster, the pile driver, but we don't have anything like this.
You just lie down.
Fox Footy, where AFL is everything.
Here are the nominations for the Toyota Goal of the Week in round 15. A bit of glass in the pocket by Alan Didak on his wrong foot.
What can he do now? Conjure something up and he's not prepared.
Sold the dummy first beautifully, and he's done well, Ryder.
The West Coast man mountain, Quinton Lynch, struts his stuff at Subi.
Good body work by Quinton Lynch. Desperation. Thank you.
And last but not least, a brilliant finish from Essendon's Joe Watson.
For Watson, deep in the pocket, steps up.
Welcome back to the Telstra Dome, and some great goals nominated for the Toyota Goal of the Year for round 15, and it was a Magpie against an Eagle, and the Magpie won out. Ellen Didak voted to have picked the best goal for round 15. Could that be a sign of what's to come here today? At half-time, the Magpies do lead by 11 points, and some injury worries for both teams. In fact, both teams are down to just 3 men on the bench. Collingwood has lost Shane Wakeland with a hamstring injury. His game is over. and Adam Hunter. Well, the West Coast Eagles won't actually say what is wrong with him, but when he did limp off the ground, it looked like it was a thigh injury just above the knee. But he's been in the rooms for that entire second quarter, so it has to be a fairly serious injury. They won't say what it is, but it looks like his game is over as well. So both teams down to 3 men on the bench.
Thanks, Christy. Now, big loss, Hunter. He can do it at both ends. Dale Thomas, he had a great second quarter. Got a heavy knock early in the game. Chris Owen, for me, a teenager, always a good sign to see him get back out there, shrug it off, and still go help him.
He's a great kid, and
he's going to do with him down there.
Yeah, he's a great kid, and he's going to have a wonderful future in the game. And you're right, he bounced back very strongly, and has been a very good player this afternoon.
Michael, you do a lot of work with the defenders. Travis Cloak, have you had much time with him? Because we basically think that he's more of a forward.
Well, I think that's right, Robbie. He spends most of his time in that sort of role, and is potentially the centre-half forward over the next 10 years for the Collingwood Football Club. But he has played in defence before. He played in the pre-season against Nick Revolt and did a reasonable job, so some confidence in his ability to be able to play in that role.
And we can see there Mick Malthouse continuing with Buckley playing deep forward, and I think that's good coaching.
And Daniel Schick is the man with a tough job. Third quarter underway, Collingwood by 11 points. They try and get their way back into the top 4. And it's a significant game too for West Coast, as they all are for the remainder of the home and away year, because Melbourne is snapping at their heels for that vital double chance come finals time. Melbourne take on Fremantle tomorrow over in the West. Oh, no one. Oh, that was a drop kick from Seavey of sorts, as he puts it inside 50 for West Coast Eagles. Thomas knocks it forward for the Pies. Kerr head over the ball, got bowled over by Burns. Umpire said that was okay. To half forward for the Magpies. Glass against Rocker, the two number 23s. Selwood couldn't get it. Dynak pushes off Selwood. Now handballs into the corridor. Fraser can't get there. Glass backed himself, did it nicely to Stengline, to Brett Jones. And the West Coast Eagles out of trouble as he goes sideways and finds Embley.
Embley now on centre wing. Eagles looking to push forward. He kicks to a central location towards Waters. Couldn't control it. Now a chance for Loney. Now he's got plenty of time to mop up. Gets onto the left boot and kicks superbly to Fraser. Now Collingwood on the attack. Tarrant loose at half forward. Egan over the top if he wants. Buckley on a lead. He kicks towards Egan, who will have to go from here, and he does. And Chris Egan, who kicked 2 goals in the first half, with a chance here. And Nathan Buckley just telling the umpire where he marked it.
Josh Fraser, there's Seavey getting that drop kick, if you like. But Josh Fraser getting away from Seavey in general play, pushing out wide to the wings, and becoming a very dangerous player for the Magpies.
So Chris Egan, 9 disposals, kicked 2 goals in the opening quarter from 40 metres. Angle about 50 degrees. Drop punt, tries to bring it back, but is unsuccessful. So the first score of the second half for the Magpies, and their lead is out to an even 2 goals.
With Punter doing the kicking in. And players peeling off everywhere, but he ignored just about every lead. Now he's painted himself in a bit of a corner, so kicks to a contest. Judd and Johnson, Chick's there. Dropped a little bit short. And in the end, it's come up all right for West Coast as Chick takes the mark on defensive 50. Seavey. Oh, went right through that mitts. Into the breadbasket and out onto the turf.
And the Magpie fans love it, don't they, on that wing position there?
Nevertheless, he's had a pretty good game, Seavey. And the Ruckman have kicked 5 goals between them. 3 to Seavey and 2 to Fraser. Don't see that too often. Back of the pack. It's Morrison. Thomas. Handballs to Fraser, but he lets it go for Morrison, who's run down by Braun. Chick. Over to Embley. Got to be clean here. And Embley is, as he bangs it back into the middle. Underneath it is Shaw. And takes an uncontested mark.
Shaw read it well. Now he's got Egan running for him on the other side of the ground. He marks in front of Hearn. Wants to go and does now. Got a loose player at half forward, Davies. Collingwood looking for an option. Kick it across the ground. Lockyer marks. In fact, it's Morrison just outside 50. Little gift to Buckley. He's 60 from goal. Decides to kick it to the top of the goal square. Weirpunda dropped the mark he should have taken. Eagles over there in number. Hearn. Selwood. And he uses Judd. He gives the old 1-2 back to Selwood. And his kick towards Braun, who marked safely on centre wing for the Eagles. Handball back to Selwood, who kept going, well played. Trying to find a way forward here. Thomas, great tackle, he put it down, should have been penalised, wasn't. He's able to get the ball back to Braun, who was pushing off it. Now a chance for Kerr, probably best man on the ground in that first half. Daniel Kerr, clever little kick around the body, although intended target was Jones, didn't quite find him. Chance for Butler. Well done by the Collingwood defence. Prestigiacomo fighting. Judd's got it now. Oh, dangerous. Out to Rowan Jones. Beautifully done to Butler. Goal to the West Coast. Well, a bit lucky there, the Eagles, because if you put the ball to ground in a tackle, that's meant, here it is. The tackle from Thomas, the ball went down, and perhaps a little lucky to get away with it, Rob.
I agree, and terrific effort by Dale Thomas, but the umpire didn't reward the effort, and the Eagles able to get it forward, and Chris Judd helped set up the Butler goal.
Sam Butler kicks his first goal for the season and just the 5th in his 30-game career. 20-year-old. And it's a goal of difference in favour of the Magpies. Kerr has been sensational. Number 21, and he's used it well too.
Travis Cloak just doesn't play tight enough as a defender. You know, his opponent McDougall just got 10 metres on him there.
McDougall goes sideways to Hearn. The big wind-up from Shannon Hearn. It's a thumping kick. Massive kick. But a point was his return. So 2 behinds to Shannon Hearn. And Collingwood by 5.
Clement at fullback. And that's what's ahead of him. He's got Loney in the pocket if he wants him. Decides to kick long towards Fraser, who's on a long lead. And Josh Fraser marks again, mark number 8. There's been, along with Ben Johnson, probably Collingwood's best player.
He's had to wait for Anthony Rocker to lead up.
He kicks it high to the wing, and the only player standing underneath it was Stengline.
Terrible kick.
Good field position here for the Eagles. Short into Seavey. So Mark Seavey, very good in the first half. Kicks inside, attacking 50. Cloak protects his Shaw, and Shaw marks strongly in the back pocket for the Magpies.
Good mark to Heath Shaw. That's his 5th.
And this is where they need Rocket to present, either Rocket or Tarrant.
Fraser to the wing. Not the best of kicks. Embley couldn't hang on to it. Egan keeps it alive. Not for long, though.
You're right, Steve. A couple of times I've been caught on half-back flank the Magpies, and the player with the ball's been desperately waiting for a Tarrant or Rocker to get up there, and they just haven't worked hard enough. Marks inside 50. You can see that West Coast dominated in that first quarter, but the Maggies have caught up.
Collingwood have it at half forward as Tarrant bowls over Selwood. Umpire let it go. Whip under. Interesting handball. To Judd. To Stengline. To Braun. Run down by Thomas. Fraser. Good tackle, Lynch. And Fraser's handball is up to the effort as he gives it to Burns. He goes into the pocket all by himself as O'Brien. And Shane O'Brien, who has not had a lot of the football, will line up for goal number 3 as Chris Tarrant, after that heavy collision, limps off. And O'Brien's gone shot to Rocker. Not 15, said the umpire. Rocker's called the play on. Back to O'Brien. Left foot kick. All's well that ends well for Collingwood.
Well, they made hard work of it, but they got the desired result. O'Brien's been good for the Collingwood team since moved to the forward line. That's 3 goals, Steve. David Murapunta, his opponent, gives you a chance.
He does, particularly when you're on a lead. And that's what happened here. O'Brien was able to find plenty of space, made hard work of it, but was able to clean up his mess.
Just making things interesting.
Yes, certainly did that. So Shane O'Brien with 3 goals. John Worsfold looking on with Peter Sumich. What wonderful players they were for the West Coast Eagles. Umpire Goldspring to restart play. Perfect bounce. Fraser and Seavey. Fraser gets it down. Shark by Kerr. Hurry kick towards half forward. McDougall and Cloak. McDougall does very well. Pulls the ball back. Deep into the pocket. Well, great work. Good body positioning there by Clement. Was he pushed in the back? Yes, free kick.
Held his ground well, Clement. Thought he might have slipped the ground. Look at the strong legs on him.
All-Australian the last couple of years. Must be vying for a spot in that All-Australian team this year as well, as he gets it out wide to Holland. Fraser, fist this time from Seavey. Didac dangerous at ground level. Bangs it on the boot. Lockyer comes to meet it. Whitmiller did enough. Rocker needs support. Just kicks it high. Buckley won out here. Nathan Buckley against Chet. You'd almost back him every time, one-on-one.
Well, he almost got tripped up. Rocket did well to throw it on the left boot, gained about 45 metres. You just see there, his heels are clipped, keeps his feet, lets the ball come onto the chest. And this has been the move that swung the game. Buckley going inside the forward 50.
13 goals won from set shots this year, the captain. So from 30 metres, almost directly in front.
He lost him, Chris.
He kicks it behind.
Well, you mentioned Anthony Rocker, Rob. Now that Chris Tarrant's off the ground, looks like he's got a corky. No guarantee that he's going to come back onto the field. A lot depends on Anthony Rocker, his work rate in his second half of footy.
Free kick to Stengline at half back. Oh, he's gone for the centering kick. Beautiful read by Didac, but he couldn't finish off. He had to kick. He had no other option off balance. Alan Didac read it beautifully. A lucky let off for West Coast.
So we're putting it in the back pocket, kicks to Judd, who got a nice block that eliminated his direct opponent Ben Johnson out of the contest. Collingwood by 12 points, and Selwood makes position, but good pressure, one-on-one pressure here from Collingwood. Just forced an error, has it? No, over the head of Thomas. Chance for Morrison. Buckley loose, although he kicked it straight into Brett Jones. So again, the Eagles get away with it. And the kick to Chick is effective. Now they can counter-attack. Emily through the wing. Kicks towards half-forward. Cloak drops back and takes the mark for the Magpies.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes creeping into the game as Cloak to the outer side to Lockyer. Now Pendlebury as Rocket comes off for Collingwood. Didac. Called the play on. Judd's got to be good here. He is. He stands his ground. Well played. Short to Wembley. Linking up his Kerr. He's got a couple of options here. Decides against them. Goes back to Wembley in the corridor. Now Judd's run down. Turnover. Morrison. Oh, the kick's a shocker. Lost opportunity there for the Pies. We're under in traffic. Oh, did it nicely to Braun. Now Graham kicks inside 50. Oh, is it a free kick for a hold? No, says the umpire. It was a close call there. Ball still alive. Almost thrown out. 40 out from the West Coast goal. And the umpire will bounce.
Ripping contest. It is a ripping contest we've got here. Both teams going at it really hard. Anthony Rocker, he's been taken from the field. And Tarrant coming back on. Dane Swan's the interesting one. Hasn't been on the ground at all this quarter and has only played 50 minutes of footy.
Rowan Jones taken high, was he? No, lucky for the Magpies there. There's Dane Swan. He'll be, I'm sure, being reserved for a big final quarter. So the ball just 30 metres from the Eagles' goal. Fraser wins it. Stengline with tackle from Holland. Kerr, was he taken high? No. Rowan Jones concedes back to Lynch. Sweeps it wide. Weirpunder in space. From 45 off a step. He kicks Gold across the face. Cloak going back. Needs to destroy the ball. He does.
Collingwood free.
Loney. And Loney just relieves the pressure to O'Brien, who marks in the back pocket.
Shadow Breeze, kick 3, vital goals for Collingwood. Into the middle, that's a good kick as he finds Heath Shaw.
Heath Shaw back to the form of the first 6 weeks of the season when he started.
Long lead from Buckley. Chick gets there. Good effort, Daniel Chick. 2 veterans going at it.
We've played 13 and a half minutes in this third quarter. Absolutely terrific contest. Just the one free kick played by the umpires. They are letting it go.
Burns, impeded by Kerr. He tucks it under the arm and now kicks to the wing and looks for McDougall. Collingwood get it back. Lockyer, short to Burns, to O'Brien. Kicks a long ball. Tarrant's back on. No mark. Embley mops up to Graham. Good handball under pressure. Now Glass goes for a drop into the middle and finds Weirpunda.
Weirpunda, where will he go? He chips it short and McDougall spot by Preston Como. That was great stuff. Handball out wide to Lockyer. Handball back to Travis Cloak. Drives the kick out wide. Holland got a shield his eyes from the sun, but finds the ball at ground level. Oh, Bryn Johnson. Handball's intended for him, but Chick read it superbly. And now the West Coast on the move. Long towards half forward. Rowan Jones drops an easy mark. Allows Egan to come in. It'll give to Travis Cloak, who kicks out wide. Lockyer. Still at half back for the Magpies. He feeds it back and across to Travis Cloak. Needs to use it effectively here. He's trying to pick out Morrison in amongst four Eagles. Kate kick forward now. A chance here for Seavey. He can't control it. And Burns now in space at the back of the pack. Kicks to a nest of Magpies. And the mark's taken by Heath Shaw.
Lots of mistakes creeping into the match with the intensity lifting. Lockyer at half back. Short to his skipper, captaining Collingwood for the 150th time this afternoon.
Just may play a little bit of tempo footy here, Collingwood.
They work it to half back. Egan. Back to Lockyer. Morrison. Back to Egan. Harry's run down. Collingwood, though, somehow managed to maintain possession. Loney on the wrong side. It was a good kick to Clement. Now it opens up for the Pies. Clement's got to be accurate here with the kick. He is. A magnificent pass and an equally good mark from Josh Fraser.
Well, it was a super mark because if that ball comes to ground, there were two West Coast players ready to swoop on it. He was alone amongst three players and he took the tall or the big man mark inside that forward 50.
And Fraser is within range.
Just a little bit of, I'll push back onto my opponent, get a little bit of feel where my opponent is, stop his run and then go forward. Very smart footballer, this man with the ball.
Well, big kick too. This would make it 3 goals the difference. Josh Fraser for his third. Collingwood by 13.
So Collingwood, their biggest lead of the match. Paul Shaw did it brilliantly. Got a bad bounce. Allowed Glass to come in. So Glass now is able to buy himself some time. Kick across the goal face. It's okay. Mark taken by Chick. Flirting with danger. The Eagles. He's away though. Great confidence. Kick towards Staker and Loney. Burns gets across to help Loney. And Staker fights on gamely. Loney does brilliantly to handball along the ground to Holland, who kicks hurriedly and poorly. And the mark's taken by Chick, who plays on immediately. Not much to go to, so he handballs out wide to Embley, who kicks it high. Egan, not paid the mark. Ball spills to Lynch, whose handball straight to Egan. Collingwood now a chance. Egan's kick was poor. Straight to Lynch. Lynch scrambles it forward. Lockier's got to beat a couple here. Poor handball. Allows Weirpunda in. Weirpunda from 40. Kicks to a vacant goal score. He's kicked to goal. The goal to the Eagles to David Weirpunda, something out of nothing there for the West Coast.
And a mistake. It was a good smother by Lynch out on the wing, but it was a Lockyer mistake here. The missed hit and an absolute superb goal by Weirpunda from the boundary.
Pretty taxing game this, because the ball's swinging from one half-back line to the other. A lot of run and a lot of contests, a lot of tackles. Players are starting to get very weary.
And Rob, I don't know whether that's the right way to go against this West Coast lineup. They are a very good last quarter team.
Swan puts Collingwood inside 50. O'Brien's kick 3. He's gang tackle there.
The umpires are not playing many free kicks, and that's fine as long as they continue on that way.
Rocker on for Fraser, who has a break. 40 metres out from Collingwood's goal. Spills to Banfield. To Glass. Glass to the wing, only as far as Egan. That's kicks in the direction of Buckles. Not a good kick from Egan. Very poor kick. Too much height, and also into the sun as Embley to half forward. Lynch fitted out nicely to Rowan Jones. Kicks to McDougall, who takes the sliding mark. One thing going against West Coast, as you said, are strong finishes, but no Hunter today.
Well, there's no Hunter, but they enjoy this brand of football. They like the quick brand of football, West Coast. And at some stage in this quarter, I'd like to see Collingwood just play some tempo football, just to save some of their legs, control the footy, have the ball in their hands.
Just looking at the Collingwood forward line, while McDougall lines this up. Didac looks tired, Tarrant looks tired, O'Brien looks tired. They're doing it hard.
McDougall. And it's a point. So back to a goal of difference. Collingwood in front as we near three-quarter time.
Clement to Shaw, back to Clement. He comes out the dock side of the ground, but not much on, so we've just got to buy some time here. No one comes to him, so he kicks coolly to Egan.
This young fella's done some very, very good things, but he also can make a blue or two, but geez, he's got some wonderful potential.
So Egan doesn't know what to do here. Gets around Stingline, or does he? Forced a handball to Thomas, who wheels onto the right boot, sweeps the handball to Preston Como, in fact over Preston Como's head. So good pressure from the Eagles, and Collingwood a little uncertain with that passage out of their defence. There's the clearances, dominated by Daniel Kerr, who really has been outstanding today with 24 disposals. Rocker in the ruck, tries to feed it down to Penrelby. Holland, well tackled, and we'll get a ball up. Just the 3 goals in this quarter, 2 to West Coast, 1 to the Magpies. It's been hard, tough football, end-to-end stuff. And we'll get a bounce up by Kennedy, just looking at Brett Jones, who throwing his weight around into this contest. Spills to Stingline, who jams it onto the boot. Kick towards half forward. Preston Como did well to knock it forward. Shaw in there. Now a chance for Rowan Jones. His handball, well done by Lockyer, was able to pick it off. Handball over to Holland. Kick towards Buckley, who marks on centre wing. Now Didac on a long lead here. The Buckley kick is absolutely perfect. Morrison running into space. Didac, where will he go? Decides to kick towards Morrison. Tarrant's got a flag. Great mark taken by Glass. The kick from Didac perhaps wasn't to the advantage of either Morrison or Tarrant, and the Eagles now can clear through Rosa.
Oh, and they've got a loose man here on centre wing. He can mark and go, Rowan Jones. Opportunity here for West Coast. He's got no one to kick it to. He's forced to double back. Now he goes short. And the kick finds Graham. Jamie Graham wants to handball. What's he doing here? Gets to Shepherd. Buys 10 metres. Loads up from 45. Just misses. In the end, it's almost worked a treat. 5 points in favour of Collingwood.
Loney to Johnson. And then Johnson, leading possession winner for the Magpies. Kicks towards Tarrant, and over his head, chance for Glass. Collingwood just making mistakes at the moment. Seavey now. Daniel Chick, who's gone back into defence. Wonderful smother from O'Brien. Seavey, oh, well done, Shane O'Brien. Robbed it from Seavey. Kicks it towards Didac and Selwood. Didac fell over. Chance for Butler. Great tackle from Burns. Superb stuff from Burns. He gets the free kick. Now Tarrant's loose. There's Lockyer loose. Collingwood goes surely. Tarrant can run in. Put the Magpies further in front. Well, Scott Burns, absolutely inspirational there, turning that football over.
Well, he was. I'd like to see the tackle again and see what the free kick was for. Here it is.
I think it might have been for a throw. Yeah.
Throw?
Yeah, yep. That's the throw.
Great effort, Scott Burns.
Oh, just wonderful. Just wonderful. You wouldn't expect anything less from the Magpie veteran. A couple of efforts there we saw by Scotty Burns, absolutely inspirational, but the O'Brien smother in the centre of the ground was equally as good.
And the Eagles are pushing hard too. So it's back out to a handy 11-point buffer, which was the margin at half-time. Stengline at the bottom of that. Collins in there. We'll have a bounce.
And Collingwood have misdropped the hardness of Brody Holland in the centre square.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he? Look, he's tough to get a kick against because he's so determined to beat his opponent, but he can also win plenty of the ball.
Knocked forward by Rocker. O'Brien again. Left foot kick to the 50. Buckley and Chick. Chick did it well. Brett Jones keeps the ball in play. A couple of Eagles on the wing. Oh, third man almost took the mark in short. Through it. It was a throw, so another turnover going in favour of Collingwood. Umpire right on the spot.
Kick across towards Egan. Needs to be strong in the contest. He is. He hits the ground running. Kicks from 40 and kicks a goal.
Coming back.
Oh, there.
No goal.
Got a bit excited there, Chris.
Yeah, well, it was a good passage of play.
Young Egan, he's slow to realise it's not a goal either. And this gives the Eagles a real chance to get numbers back. As you can see, only 95 seconds of play to go.
Not quite sure. Was it the fact that Swan wasn't over the mark? Is that the reason it's come back? Well, it's still a Collingwood kick, so it hasn't been reversed, but
Collingwood are getting a huddle. They've got a huddle set up at centre-half forward.
Yeah, you're right, because they didn't go over the mark.
And they'll be looking to break into a bit of space. Got this huddle set up.
So no advantage there for the Magpies. And Swan kicks towards the leader, Rocker, who marks 60 from goal.
Big torpedo, Anthony.
Anthony Rocker, what can he do? From outside 50, long kick to the goal square. At the back, chance for the Eagles. They try and force it through. Rowan Jones had it a long time. And it's desperate stuff there. Oh dear. So we'll get a bounce with just over a minute left in the quarter. And Collingwood deep into attack.
What do you do here, Chris, over your West Coast? You knock it through?
Knock it through. So a bounce. Fraser Jones does exactly that. And Chris Barron was smart. He was right on the line hoping that the attempted knock through, he might be able to snaffle and then kick a goal. But well done by the Eagle defence. Margin is out to 12 points.
Brett Jones to bring it back in. Not sure what to do with it. And then kicks in the direction of Seavey. Beautifully roved. That was Hearn. To Rowan Jones. Back to Hearn. Now Judd has been quiet this quarter. Kicks inside 50. Looking for McDougall. Closes it away.
Good effort by Travis Cloak. Just had the body locked on to McDougall and then got the fist on it. You'd be happy with that, Steve.
Yeah, very, very good. He's improved in the last two quarters. He's starting to work his opponent over.
So 50 out from the West Coast goal. Graham slaps it inside 50, only as far as O'Brien. To Holland. Oh, the kick. It's got to be good. Looks for Thomas. Can't take the mark. Scored by Braun. Thomas is up to the task, though. Kicks it alive. Well played, young man. Beautifully done under pressure. And he finds Tarkin Lockyer on centre wing.
Lockyer now decides to kick long. Terrence got the sit here. Pushes back and marks strongly. Great kick that from Lockyer. As we tick down, just 15 seconds left in the quarter. Tarrant towards Rocker. You've got to beat a couple. He does. No, he couldn't quite take it on the second attempt. And that could just about be it, I reckon. That's what we're going to do here. Yeah, boundary throw in. So the boundary umpire will have a second to release it, and the three-quarter time siren will sound with the margin in favour of the Magpies, 12 points. And we've got a blood rule, if you can believe that. So Scotty Burns, it looks like, can't quite see what the problem is. But Burns to come from the ground. The guy that got in for this boundary thrown. But as I say, it'll be all over in just a second. So we're set for a wonderful last quarter here at the Telstra Dome. Just the 4 goals kicked in that third quarter. And after we saw 18 kicked in the first half. And Rob, it should be a beauty.
Oh, absolutely. And there's Joppa. He's giving it to the umpires. He's enjoying the game, and so should everybody else. This has just been a terrific quarter, this third term. Collingwood kicking 2 goals for, West Coast 2 goals 3. They went in at half-time 11 points up, the Magpies. They're now 12 points up, but we know West Coast, the last quarter is their best. Look out for a ripper.
7 days a week, 24 hours a day. No one covers the AFL like Fox Footy Channel. White Line Fever, weeknights.
Love the show. It's probably one of the best footy shows.
Respected Opinion, Mondays on the couch.
I think there's no doubt now that Hurley will pull the pin at the end of this season.
Team lineups Thursdays with Fox League teams.
Got up after that, kicked 5 goals in their 30 possessions.
Before Saturday Central fires up your weekend action.
He says everybody winning this game.
It's live and exclusive this week on Fox Footy Channel.
Mr. Jones loves a nice warm shower before work. Stephanie prefers a hotter shower before school. Mrs. Jones likes a long hot bath after popping the twins to bed. And Jono has been in the shower for far too long. Everyone's happy with their new Rinnai Infinity hot water system and controllers. Purchase one and receive up to $150 in supermarket liquor or petrol vouchers. Rinnai Infinity, the #1 continuous flow choice for Australian families.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman Returns tumblers are now landing at Hungry Jack's. Purchase any value meal, and then for $2.50, you'll receive a Superman Returns collectible 3D tumbler. Collect all 4 and leap into Hungry Jack's now.
But Davies there, what a terrible twosome. Suckers on the ground and take us home! Oh, unbelievable!
It's 1970 Blues versus Pies. Alex Cheselenko. Jesse, you stand here. I'll be Mackay. Dave, you can be Jurgen Jenkins. Little bit of leverage for Cheselenko. Yote! Takes us to the wing position! Oh, Yote! Yeah! Yes! Pass grab.
His shot for a goal will be after the siren, and he has to kick it, but it has to win. The fate of the best riding on Peter McCann.
Fox Footy Channel.
Oh, set for a beauty this last quarter. Lots at stake. Collingwood lead West Coast by 2 goals. Great hard ball get. Beautifully done by Swan. Over to Thomas. Showing a lot of dash. Drives the kick inside 50. Dydak's there. Can't take the mark. Umpire lets it go. Buckley. Tarrant. Another goal assist from the Collingwood captain, and Chris Tarrant's kicked his 3rd. 4 goal assists from Nathan Buckley. And beautifully done by Dane Swan. He could credit that one to Dane Swan. Won the hard ball. Thomas, a lot of poise for a teenager.
Well, you say a lot of poise, Quarters. He's had 2 bounces. He's had enough confidence to carry the footy and then kick it to the top of the goal square, put the Eagles defenders under real pressure, and Nathan Buckley again setting a goal up for a teammate.
So, Magpies now their biggest lead of the match. It's out to 18 points. The bounce favours Seaby. Fraser gets there to make a contest of it. Kerr. Well tackled by O'Brien. Oh, well done by Judd. Just got through the pad, kicks it high inside attacking 50. Morrison and Waters a wonderful mark. Morrison seemingly had best position, but somehow Bo Waters was able to snaffle it. And the chance here for the quick reply after Judd was able to get it forward. There's Morrison backing back, but Waters did enough to just get him offline. Now he kicks into the pocket, and it's okay. The mark taken down there by Brett Jones.
Well, what about the Judd? The Juggernaut exploded between a couple of Magpies on that wing to get that ball into the forward 50.
Jones hasn't kicked a goal this year, just 3 goals in his short AFL career. Big kick this. Magpies by 18 from 35 metres. Drop punt coming back. It's coming back, but he has just missed to the right. He has. So the margin down to 17 points.
Clement goes to short option and finds Swan. Back to Clement. And kicks into the middle to Lockyer, who missed the mark. Kerr did well to spoil. There's been a free kick for chopping the arms.
Well, not many free kicks paid today. Lockyer will breathe a sigh of relief because he's on the dangerous Kerr this quarter.
He was away too. So a lucky break there for the Pies as Tarrant takes the mark midfield. To half forward to Johnston. Has time to recover. Or does he? Oh, he's made a meal of it now. And it conceives some ground and goes back to the wing. Safety first. And finds Clement. James Clement. Oh, gee, that's a poor kick. Waters is there. Now, there's no one to kick too long, so he's forced to go short and finds Lynch. Waters runs on, and Lynch just turned his back. Terrible play, Quinton Lynch. Turned his back on Waters. Now he has to bang it long. Into the goal square from the side. Collingwood's way. Well, Waters ran hard, and Lynch just turned his back on him.
This silly play by Lynch. He had players short, and they would have been kicking from 35 out.
So Prestigiacomo, Staker taking his eye off the ball there and giving the free kick away. Swan, Clement. Long, Travis Cloak in good position here.
Oh, he's got to go for the ball.
I just wonder whether the sun was an impact there as Thomas gathers at ground level. Handball in front of Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson from 60, long to the goal square. At the back, Didak can kick a goal for Collingwood. He does. Didak's first of the afternoon and couldn't come at a better time for the Magpies.
That was the cloak misjudgment of the football. We'll call it that way. But it was Didak. Really smart play.
It's hard to know what happened there.
Well, I don't think the sun got his eyes. Well,
gee.
Well, surely the West Coast Eagles couldn't get out of jail from this position.
They've done it before.
They have done it before, but the Magpies on a roll. They lead by 23. But who would be game enough to write West Coast off? They have won from impossible positions this year. Clement to the wing, to Johnson. Little side step on Hearn. Now Holland. Chips to the 50, and he's found Tarrant, who's within range.
Dale Thomas is in a pressure game, Steve, against a strong-bodied opposition. The kid's been outstanding.
Well, the great thing is he doesn't panic, Rob. He's just got so much poise, and under pressure, he makes the right decision.
Chris Tarrant's got 3 from 55. It's a superb kick. Well, it's a much better distance, I reckon, for Tarrant. He's got to kick through the ball. Yeah. And that was a magnificent goal.
I reckon he gets the jitters when he's about 30 metres out because he thinks the expectations are, I've got to kick the goal. When you're outside 50, well, just that little bit easier as far as pressure and expectation goes.
Great work from Ben Johnson. He just didn't panic. He was able to get the ball forward. So Collingwood's lead now is out to 29 points, their biggest of the match. It's all in front of the Eagles. They've done it so superbly, the Eagles, over recent weeks to come back from deficits. Can they do it again? Kerr. Outstanding this afternoon, Daniel Kerr. Confronted by Swan, needs to double back. Whoa, wobbly old kick towards half forward. Out comes Rowan Jones in front of Davies. Handball back towards Stengline. Good chase from Dynak, but Stengline high inside attacking 50, short of fist. Straight down, kick forward by Braun. A snap at goal. Braun's kick one for the Eagles. They're not done with yet. West Coast first goal of the final term, and they bring the margin back to 23 points.
Well, the long kick by Stengline, and you can see Wirrapunta's been moved into the forward line. Heath Shaw gets a strong spoil. Braun, front and square where you should be in that situation, finishes it off. And David Wirrapunta, who started the game in the forward line, then went to defence, and now back in the goal square for the West Coast Eagles. Heath Shaw standing in.
Seavey got the tap. Egan did well, stood firm there. Nicely done. Over to Morrison. High ball to the 50. Tarrant's there. Dynak. Oh! Two Eagles collide heavily. I think it's Selwood down. He's got some heavy knocks in his short career. He got poleaxed by a teammate. Chick out wide to Hearn. Badgerline beats him, and that was a very heavy collision.
Well, let's have a look at it.
There's
Kerr straight through his teammate, and he's in a bit of trouble, Adam Selwood.
50 out from the Magpies goal. A man down West Coast at the moment. Selwood's up. Looks groggy.
He's a tough kid, Bendigo boy, and really making a name for himself in AFL. Full of courage, and he just wants to get on with the job.
So about 55 out from the Magpies goal.
Seavey and Fraser. Seavey gets it down. Dynak, a little kick off the ground. Holland was held. No free kick. Brett Jones spills it and gives it up to Davies, who hurries the kick forward. Buckley in front, gathers at ground level, does he was pushed in the back, and he gets the free kick. Free kick to Nathan Buckley against Chick.
Did well, Buckley. When that ball was kicked into his area, he didn't want to go for the footing. He was hanging back to enable Egan to run onto it, and Chick in the end, a little bit of panic, knowing that Buckley's so dangerous.
And what he did right, Robert, was a stoppage, and he was expecting a quick kick to come out of the stoppage. So he was able to get in front and hold his man off.
Eagles have not got a free kick in the second half, quite remarkably. But Nathan Buckley from 45. Drop punt. Goal. So the Magpies back out to a 29-point advantage. And we've only played 10 minutes in this final term, so still plenty of time for the West Coast as we look at the Buckley free kick again.
Yes, and he was just able to hold his opponent off and work the ball in front and was running into the back, but finishes very well.
Free kicks, you can see Collingwood's got twice as many, 20 to 10. Go back a week ago, West Coast Eagles playing Sydney. West Coast Eagles 36 free kicks, Sydney 18. Is there a home team raw factor? You bet there is.
We've got 39,000 people here today at Telstra Dome. The Eagles need goals now. Banfield, long left foot kick. Cloaks in front. Swan, little soccer, ineffective. Burns. Davies, good tackle by Braun. We'll have a bounce. In fact, he's been penalised. That can't be a free kick. What is he supposed to do? He's had the ball pinned to his chest.
Well, umpire Nichols said you should have handballed it.
Wirrapunta, can he weave some magic? Is he leg? No. Umpire let that one go. Spills to Kerr. Somehow through traffic. Now he's run down by Morrison. Had to be careful with the tackle. But desperate stuff down there. Egan for Collingwood. Handball found Thomas. Little sidestep. Good enough to get it out to Pendlebury. He breaks one tackle. Now goes backwards to Cloak. He's got some room to move. And Cloak on the left boot kicks to the wing and does it nicely as he finds the diving Burns.
Thomas again under pressure. Right decision. I think that raw factor came into play down there too, Rob.
Tarrant's loose inside the centre square, but he goes short to Swan now. Tarrant's still loose. Glass now picks him up.
Do they play slow tempo footy, the Magpies? In what I mean, just spend 2 or 3 minutes just to slow the game down, stop West Coast getting their hands on the footy, not worry about scoring themselves, the Magpies. I think they're trying to do that, Steve.
Yeah, I think it's smart play. Just use the usable player.
As Prestigiu Kame got it from Davies, short kick to Morrison. Morrison's kick was affected. Clement now under real pressure. Gets it back towards Morrison. Now what's going to happen? It's an Eagles free kick here.
I think he thinks Clement put the elbow up and caught Emily in the face.
So, chance here for the Eagles as Emily kicks it short. And the mark's taken by Lynch between wing and half forward. Margin is 29 points. Still plenty of time for the Eagles. He hoists it high inside, attacking 50, rockering from the side, but standing his ground is Andrew McDougall. And McDougall is marked just 40 metres from goal, in fact 35 metres from goal with no real angle to speak of.
And this is the play they need to take, marks, but he's had a couple of shots at goal today that haven't been great shots, but this is one of the most important kicks in this young man's career here.
Kerr off for a rest. Look at the way he holds the footy. I reckon he's got his grip too far to the top of the footy. Should be a bit lower.
So McDougall from 40, drop punt, looks pretty good off the boot. He's kicked one for the Eagles. Here they come. McDougall with his first of the afternoon. He looked dangerous early, but couldn't register a goal. As we look at Kerr now, this could be an injury to Kerr.
Bit of a shoulder injury, yeah.
Left shoulder there to Daniel Kerr. Margin back to 23 points in favour of the Magpies.
Nick Moldhouse in the coaching box. The Eagles need the next one realistically. Will there want to be a chance? Kerr with that shoulder heavily strapped. Looks okay. Judd. A floater inside 50. Egan dispossessed. Clement didn't have it. Umpire let it go. Selwood. 50 out from the West Coast goal, and we'll have a bounce.
Umpire Goldspink, who hasn't played a free kick in the second half, says, give it to me. Stengline now playing as a midfielder for West Coast. He'll have fresh legs because he's played most of the game at fullback on Buckley.
Judd. Handball went straight to Davies. He kicks it back in the middle for the Pies. Tarrant attacks it. Good pick up. Well done, Tarrant to Morrison. Slipped at the crucial moment on the logo. Burns under pressure. Stood up. Got it over to Rocker. Now Johnson. Chips the half forward and finds Lockyer. Back to Rocker. And the big fella loads up in game number 200. It's a good kick. The Eagles have numbers back though. And taking the uncontested mark is Graham. Shifted well to hold out Buckley there.
Graham dangerously towards Emily, but he takes the mark. He's got it in the back pocket. Margin is 23 points. Forced to kick short. It's okay. Mark taken by Banfield. Now he's got Emily, who drifted back into the defensive goal square. So he uses him, and they've effected the switch. Now plenty of room on the dock side of the ground. Searching kick in front of Jones. He couldn't take the mark. Egan. Handball was okay. Eventually it got to Didak. Now he's got no one to go to. Lockyer finally moves. Didak tries to kick a goal. He brings it back, but not far enough.
He was desperately trying to find a teammate to give it to. There was no one to give it to, so he thought, I've got to run, have a bounce, and then in the end he had that flying shot from the boundary line.
Collingwood by 4 straight goals. Past the halfway mark of the final term. Kick to half back, and Graham is good at finds Rowan Jones. Over to Selwood. Selwood to half forward. Waters, free kick surely, yeah. Free kick to Mo Waters. That's happened here. It's going, not going to Waters, in fact it's going to McDougall. Could have been either or, doesn't really matter. West Coast don't have the ball.
Kerr back onto the ground.
And McDougall kicks a high ball. Seavy's caught behind, Burns in front. Well done there by Davies. Quick hands to Buckley. To Shaw. to O'Brien. That was well worked by the Magpies. O'Brien's got Thomas on. Had a wonderful second half. Thomas now on the right boot to half-forward Didak. Didn't go for the mark. Smart. Just tapped it. Still won't touch the ball. Cleverly done by Didak. In the end, though, one of numbers wins out for West Coast, or does it? Banfield. O'Brien comes in that lend a helping hand. In fact, it was Lockyer.
Well, you called it, Rob. Smart play by Didak. He was going to struggle to keep that ball in front. He knocked it on, and he was quick to get back on it, and it's forced the stoppage inside their forward 50.
Josh Fraser desperate to get on. Anthony Rocker's been doing the ruck work. They finally got Fraser on with only 8.5 minutes to go.
Brett Jones. Oh, the kick is intercepted. Swan. Surely that's the sealer.
Well, we've seen a number of mistakes today, and it's come through pressure. But Swan was able to intercept the poor kick and put...
Let's look at this mistake. The kick across the ground. Dane Swan anticipated it beautifully and finished it off, and has put the Maggies 5 goals in front. 18 minutes in, final turn. Surely not now. Seavey gets it down. Burns tough and hard. Staker couldn't get it clear. Clement. Kick run down by Seavey. Chance for Staker over the top. Loose players. One of those waters. A flying shot from 50 metres. He kicks a beauty. So the margin back to 24 points. And they're not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, you wouldn't expect the West Coast Eagles to lie down. They are a very, very good side. They've got a terrific midfield. They work hard, they run hard, they tackle hard, and they finish games off. We've seen plenty of that this year, and they won't let us down today. And the skipper, for the 150th time, back in the goal square, got a new opponent in this second half in Daniel Chick. Just too good for Tyson Stengline.
Seavey the tap, swooping is O'Brien, run down by Butler. And it's a free kick. Should have got rid of the handball, said the umpire. Another tough call. West Coast have got it in the middle. Butler, short to Stengline. Not a lot on offer, so he kicks to a contest. They fly, and it's a good mark in front, taken by Cloak, outmarked McDougall.
Good sign to see the big fella go for that, have the confidence to go for it.
He plays on. Oh, what's he going to do? Just manages to kick it short to Loney.
You sound like you're the Collingwood coach quarters.
Loney kicks it short to Burns. Now, Travis Cloak kept running, which was good play, and good creative play, and Burns was able to find him. So Cloak hung up against the line. Shaw needs to be strong here, does Heath Shaw, and does very, very well, and rolls over the line with the ball. And that's all he could have done there. A little bit of cramp there for Heath Shaw. He's been very good as well this afternoon. Boundary throw in. Seavey gets it to the back. Well done by O'Brien. Good tackle on Butler. And umpire Nichols calls for it. So a ball up on centre wing.
Tarkin Lockyer going with Chris Judd. So just swapped over now. Holland on Judd and Lockyer on Kerr.
Seavey slaps it to Stengline, who somehow is able to get boot the ball, scrambles it towards half forward. Heath Shaw again leading the race for the ball, knocks it over the line. What's the umpire going to do? A free kick, in fact, for Shaw for pushing the back against Water, so it was a bit crude there. And chance here for Shaw, kicks across the ground to Brodie Holland, back in his side after missing 6 matches. And he's been a valuable player, 16th disposal. He's been hard and tough, though, in the centre square, just what Collingwood have needed. Travis Cloak, he's got better as the game's gone on. Creative kick, a good one to Fraser. Now, Brodie Holland kept running here. Fraser's got him on over the top. And he marks on the wing. So good running from Brodie Holland.
It was good running. He's missed 6 weeks of footy, but he's busting everything to get himself into the play to help his team to victory.
Burns now, long towards Rocker. And going back with courage, Selwood couldn't hold on. Good handball from Swan. Thomas, can he finish off the good work? He can. Dale Thomas kicks his first. He's been quite outstanding today. No doubt about that. And Collingwood now back out to a 5-goal advantage.
Yes, and you called it, Chris O, because this kid, under pressure today, and it's been a tough, hard game, and it's been played at a furious pace. He has done everything right.
Do you like the celebration?
Yes.
Out of 10?
9. Don't get ahead of yourself, son.
Joffa liked it. 10 goal kickers for the Magpies today. It's another pleasing sign. The gold jacket, well, there's a fair bit of dust on that, but it is coming out. In danger of being moth-eaten, that gold jacket, but it's out. Kerr had a wonderful game for West Coast. Fraser's been equally as good for Collingwood.
Gee, it's hard and tough in close plays, just throwing themselves at the footy.
Josh Fraser today, 17 disposals, 11 marks. 2 goals, 1. And he looks another knockout there to Selwood. So this opens the door for Melbourne, Rob, I guess, this weekend. Over
a little bit of extra incentive, isn't there, when they go over to Subiaco to play the Dockers.
Here's the Pies next month. Hawthorn at the G, Adelaide at Amy, Essendon at the G, and Port Adelaide at Amy.
Well, they're certainly capable of winning 3 out of those 4.
And here's West Coast next month. Adelaide at Subiaco. What a game that'll be. Could be potentially first versus second. St Kilda at the Dome, the Kangaroos at Subiaco, and Brisbane at the Gabba. Seavey, the tap went straight for Lockyer. Kerr has had it 28 times. Make it 29 as he handballs to Judd, to Selwood. Handball smothered, whistle on play. The free kick going back to Judd. It was held by Avery after he got rid of the ball. Collingwood by 5 goals. In front of 39,000 people.
Just got to move the ball pretty quickly, West Coast. They can't sit on it like this because they've got to get 4 goals to win. And there's only 5 minutes to play. They've got to take some real risks now.
5 to go. Mark taken by Staker. Lynch has been disappointing today. Well done by Shaw. To Cloak, to the wing.
Right kick. And as you mentioned, Lynch, but Presidiucano today has not given him an inch. And he basically does his job week in, week out. Handy play to have in your side.
Boundary throw in. Fraser gets it down. Kerr again over it. Seavey this time. Oh, he gave it to Kerr. Kerr somehow got the hand fever, gave it straight to O'Brien, who couldn't affect a handball. And we'll get the ball up.
Rob, I like the game of Brodie Holland today. He's come back in this side underdone. He's been hard at it, and it's enabled the Magpies to get some run off half back with Dane Swan and Shaw from the half back line. He's a very important player to their structure.
Wild handball forward from Selwood towards that man Holland, who keeps his body over the ball, eventually picks it up, releases to Burns, Morrison, now Buckley. And it looks like Buckley playing behind the ball for the last 5 minutes. And a good, intelligent kick back into the corridor. Mark taken by Egan. Now loose players forward of the ball. One of them is Burns. He kicks intelligently to Burns. Burns 65 from goal.
Clements run up to the forward 50. I agree with you, Steve. I think that Brodie Holland's their best tagger by a long, long way. At the moment, he's on Judd and not giving him a mover.
Egan towards Didaco. Oh, he got a heavy hit after he hit the mark, and he's not happy. And that is 50 metres against Banfield. And just Didac letting you know there, And a certain goal to Alan Didak.
Oh, now that's silly.
What's going to happen here? What is going to happen here?
He's turned it over.
Dear me.
He's had a dirty day, Anthony Rocker.
He's had a shocking day. He's had a shocker, poor old Anthony.
And Alan Didak does not want to give the
ball. No, Banfield's got the last laugh. We'll have a look at that again, but a bad turnover. So the mark taken by Chick in the back pocket.
Chick, his kick finds Stengline. And it's going to be a huge win for the Magpies today. Tyson Stengline, the hero last week. Buckley had a fascinating duel with Daniel Chick. Kicks inside 50, looking for and finding, as you'd expect, Swan. Now, Rocker's loose in the pocket. Maybe he had some cream at the end after all. Oh, that's silly.
That is just stupid.
Silly from Rocker.
It is immature from a 200-game player. Pull your head in, go back and kick a goal.
There's the first indiscretion. And then he got the marks and shot the ball to the umpire.
Now,
Brett Jones was saying if he was a player.
Well, he
wasn't called for it.
Exactly.
So Anthony Rocker.
Do you reckon he'll kick it?
Oh, he'd want to. He'd want to. Robert Walls is getting ready to unleash here. Rocker has put it through just. And it gives the umpire another bait.
Anthony Rocker just saying there, all I did was stood my ground. And Banfield ran into him.
Great kick from Buckley, wasn't it?
Just.
I'm just glad he kicked it. Glad he kicked it because he wouldn't want to get one of those Robert Walls sprays.
He's got one anyway.
So Anthony Rocker kicks his first of the afternoon. Collingwood's lead now. That's an even 6 goals. McDougall in the ruck. One down by Fraser. Rowan Jones. Handball back to Kerr. He slipped over, but he got it back to Rowan Jones. Out wide, Stengline. Eagles looking to move it forward. Good kick. Mark taken by Braun. 29 minutes in, final term. High towards half-court. Heath Shaw read it superbly. And he kicks across the ground. Swan has been very, very good. Out to Tarkin Lockyer. Who drifted in short to Josh Fraser. Been brilliant this afternoon, Josh Fraser. 12 marks, 18 disposals, a couple of goals. Didak. Alan Didak has been wonderful. Worked very hard to keep the ball in the forward 50 for the Maggies. Short Lockyer again. Oh, just landed awfully there. I hope he hasn't done.
Cramp probably, Chris.
Yeah. Everything's too serious. Seems to be okay.
You're worried about your little Magpies, Chris.
Into Ben Johnson. Driving kick. Tarrant in a good spot here. What a superb kick off the boot of Ben Johnson. And Tarrant has marked deep in the pocket for a chance now to kick goal number 5. Just pulled the kick into the chest of Tarrant. Disguised it very well.
Ben Johnson, O'Brien, Holland, Scotty Burns been terrific in the midfield against a class combination with the West Coast.
Tarrant kicks and just misses to the left, so we're behind only.
Rowan Jones to do the kicking in. Signs to go alone. Now goes short to Banfield. 32 years of age now, Drew Banfield. Taken as a #1 pick in the draft back in 1992. Chick. Short to Staker. He kicks for McDougall. Towards Embley. Easy pickings there for Clement. And still in play. O'Brien, I think, was hoping for a whistle. His handball's good to Johnson. Short to the middle. And Tarrant again. Chris Tarrant, 19 disposals, 11 marks, 4 goals, 2. That's a good haul. And the drought is over for the Pies after losing 3 in a row. They're back on the winners list. And back for a chance at a top 4 spot for the finals. Against the West Coast Eagles this year, Collingwood, 19 goals. And Mick Malthouse says, thank goodness for that. And what a fine line this game is. We said it last week, we say it again today. Collingwood now back in the hunt for a top 4 spot.
Yes, they played some pretty good football, and I'm glad they did, because their form early in the year was really, really good. It was an exciting brand of football, fast-moving, high-scoring football, and they've done it without Anthony Rocker playing a great game.
Well, let's go down to Christy Witt for that. Playing his 200th game today, Anthony Rocker.
Well, Anthony, that was a fantastic win, and the team's forms seem to improve each term.
Yeah, now all credit to the boys. We played well. We stuck to the task that Mick put in place, and we carried that out really well, and that's a major reason why we had that win.
It was a really big team effort as well in the end. I mean, you had to help back up in the ruck as well when Shane Wakeland went off.
Yeah, it was. Shane went off, but Josh did a tremendous job in the ruck. Wanted to help him out at times, but it was a great team effort. Yeah, other than that, good to have a win.
200 games for you. Congratulations. It's a big milestone.
Yeah, it is. I would have liked to get a bit more of the ball. Just got to get some form, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anthony Rocker, game number 200. Wasn't a memorable one.